Hello everybody, this is JT Productions and welcome back to another preview and prediction video. Today I'll be doing the Appalachian State Mountaineers. So, App State last season went 10-4, 7-2 in the Sun Belt with 2 straight losses to end the season. Both losses, one was against Louisiana in the Sun Belt Championship and then the other was against Western Kentucky in the Boca Raton Bowl. The only two losses in the regular season were against Miami on the road by 2, and then against Louisiana in a blowout in Lafayette. One thing that App State can be happy about is Louisiana lost their head coach to the coaching carousel last year, with Billy Napier going to Florida, so that was good for them. They're still going to be good, Louisiana is, however, that gives App State a little bit of hope when it comes to winning the conference. So, let's see what my notes say about App State. Sean Clark, in his 3rd season at App State after Eli Drinkwitz left for Missouri, he's had a pretty good couple of years. He has a great quarterback in Chase Bryce. They're very well coached by Sean Clark, and they should be pretty good and feared by about every Power 5 team. So, how did they do in the transfer portal? Well, pretty good. If y'all would remember the first game ever played in 2020 during COVID, you had Texas State play SMU. There was this freshman quarterback on Texas State named Brady McBride. He was kind of compared to Johnny Manziel. Well, that's your backup. Your starter is Chase Bryce, who's another transferred in from Clemson from Duke after he transferred from Clemson to Duke last year. So you have a pretty stacked quarterback room. Running back, you have Cameron Peoples, who will be your starter most likely, and a transfer running back coming in from Wake Forest in Amani Marshall. So he could make some noise. Wide receivers, you have Christian Wells and a transfer in Kaiden Robinson from UCF and Tyler Page coming in from SMU. Along with Christian Horn, Deshaun Davis, and others such as that. At tight end, you have Henry Pearson and Miller Gibbs. So your offense is going to be pretty good. You have, besides center, your offensive line has all seniors. So that's going to be very good for you. Defensively, you got transfer linebacker Andrew Parker from Arkansas, transfer defensive back DJ Van Hook from Long Beach City College, and defensive back transfer Dexter Lawson from Central Connecticut. Along with that, you have only 2 sophomores starting projected on your defense. The rest are seniors and juniors. So, you should be a very good team this year. Especially with your coach having you win 10 games last year. I believe the year before you had a pretty good season. So, let's look and see how you'll do with your schedule. Week 1, everyone in Boone, North Carolina is going to be in Kidd Brewer Stadium for the North Carolina game. This game is a quintessential win needed for App State. Anytime North Carolina comes to town, they want to absolutely destroy the Tar Heels. Just like with the East Carolina video in NC State, only about 10 times more. So, with the amount of talent that I have you've added and you've gained over the past couple of years with a very senior defense, senior offense, I think you get the win. I think you get a big win at home against North Carolina to start your season off before going on the road to next week to Kyle Field to take on A&M. Now, this is going to be another game that you could win. Texas A&M is going to have a quarterback battle between Haynes King and Max Johnson. And honestly, Haynes King could struggle in this game. Look at the Miami game last year when App State went on the road to Miami, and you had Garrett King starting that game. It looked like Miami had struggled through all that game, which you can give that to App State coming to play. I don't know if that's going to be the same with Texas A&M. I'm going to say it's going to be a very close game, but I do think Texas A&M squeaks out the win. So, you start the season 1-1. Then you play Troy. Troy, middle to lower, below average team in the Sun Belt. I think you get the win there. Then you play a newcomer to the Sun Belt, and that's James Madison. James Madison was a pretty good FCS team, but when you move from the FCS to the FBS, it's going to be a very steep learning curve. I think you get a big win over James Madison at home. Then you play the Citadel. I think you'll do fine against Citadel. You get another win to go to 4-1 before going on the road to Texas State. Texas State, it's hard to tell. They lost, like I said, their quarterback in 2020, Brady McBride, is now with App State. It's hard to tell. I think App State will get the win there just because of talent alone and coaching. But I would not sleep on Texas State. Now you're at your bye week. You're 5-1. So, good start to the season. You got a Power 5 win and a close Power 5 loss. Then you host Georgia State. Georgia State on the up and up, but not at how you are at this point. So I think you get the win against Georgia State. I think you get the win against Robert Morris, whoever that is. Then you have a big game in Conway, South Carolina against Coastal Carolina. This was a good game last year in Boone, where App State upset Coastal Carolina. And I think they get revenge. I think you lose this game. Coastal Carolina is going to be on a mission this upcoming year. They've got so much talent with Grayson McCall and players like that. I think they end up losing this game and dropping to 7-2 before going on the road again to Marshall to Huntington, West Virginia. Another newcomer to the Sun Belt. I wouldn't be surprised if after that hard-fought loss to Coastal Carolina, if they come out sluggish in this game. I do think you'll fight out and get a win over Marshall. I would not be surprised if you did lose this game, but I believe that you'll get the win. So you're 8-2 before hosting another newcomer, Old Dominion. Old Dominion's a sneaky team. They can upset a couple of teams every year, but I think they'll take care of business at home before going on the road to your rival, Georgia Southern, in Statesboro, Georgia. And I think they'll take care of business. Georgia Southern right now is in a hard place. And you'll see why when I get to the Georgia Southern video. Anyways, there you go. I have App State going 10-2. One of the better group of 5 teams I have so far. So, I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you all so much for watching. App State, they're going to be a fun team to watch next year. They're going to be one of the funnest Sun Belt teams to watch as well. So, I'd keep an eye out for them. So, anyways, thank you all for watching. Go Dogs.